Hey YouTube, it's your girl Kiannamoracia and I'm back with another video. Today we have a 22-inch reddish brown 13x4 wig from the company UNice Hair on Amazon. Y'all know I love my Amazon finds as well as my UNice hair finds. This wig is a water wave wig. Now the color deposit on this wig when I took it out was absolutely amazing. I love me a good colored curly unit. This wig was really nice. The knots were very small. I did decide to bleach them a little bit just because some of them were still brown and I wanted them to blend perfectly since I usually have a hard time blending ginger hair. I don't know why. I think it's because it's so close to my skin tone that I have a hard time like shade matching. So I wanted to bleach the knots to make it a little bit easier just to get any missed spots. I only bleached it for about, I think, 20 minutes and I used 40 volume developer. As you can see right here, my mixture was a little bit too thick, so I'm spreading that on with all the might and power that I have. I had to keep mixing it around, but in the end it turned out fine. So yeah. After I bleached the wig, I did not tone it. Since it's already orange, there wasn't really any brassiness that was going on. The color was already toned down, and then after I bleached it, it was time for plucking. Today, I did something very different. I left the pluck and skip method alone because I noticed that when I do this method and I over pluck, it kind of makes my wigs bald after a couple of reinstalls, and I don't like that. So I'm doing the plucking method that I used to do in like 2020, 2019, where I just pluck whatever I see or wherever I feel like plucking. I'm not really going as far back as the pluck and skip sections to give that fort look. I'm trying my best to just pluck the areas that I feel need to be plucked to give it the most natural hairline possible. And I'm also not overdoing it, so that way if it does become overplucked, it doesn't start balding in certain areas. Now comb it over, look how natural that looks, but wait, we are not done. I am going to be going in again with my tweezers and I'm just breaking up that like line that's at the front that they made whenever they did it factory produced. It's kind of like the line that marks the hairline for them when they make these wigs. I'm just breaking that up a little bit to give it more natural look, and look how pretty that looks. So I think I'm going to be going back to this method. I don't think I'm doing the pluck and skip anymore because after a while and a couple reinstalls, you know, wigs naturally shed. Every wig is going to shed at some point. It no longer looks natural when you do the pluck and skip method. So I'm going to leave that alone. But I did this method all throughout the hairline. This is what I used to do when I first started doing wigs. And I wonder like why now my wig techniques don't last as long. And I realize it's because I'm following trends and I'm not actually trying to preserve the longevity of my wig. After I was done, this is the hair. Now this hair, when it's wet, I like the color even more. I don't know if it's because it gets slightly darker, but the color just really complements my skin tone. If you are warm tone, I highly recommend this. Now I'm taking one of those UNice HD wig caps. These are my favorite wig caps because they're so thin, and because I don't do the ball cap method, a thin wig cap is my go-to so that line doesn't show. But I am going to take my Ruby Kisses cream foundation and I'm just applying that right at the front and at the middle since we are doing a middle part today. I'm not really too worried about the size because usually I don't have to put a whole bunch of this cream foundation. And I'm also going to put some of that on the lace as well as a eyeshadow color that matches my skin tone color because I haven't re-upped on my powder foundation, so I've just been using eyeshadow that I use to contour. That works for me. You can use eyeshadow that's your skin tone if you don't have a powder foundation. I just noticed that powdery things work better on the lace than like cream stuff. Know you guys see me taking my time, trying my best to really get this like lace saturated with the color, just because as I said before, in the past I have struggled to find my skin tone match when it comes to ginger hair. I don't know why. I think it's because the ginger is just really close to my skin tone and I don't know how to properly color match once I put it on because, you know, color theory and all that. So a shade might work when I'm doing black, but then when I do ginger, it's very different on the lace. But this is how the wig looks on. It's giving already, but we are going to start cutting off that excess lace. You guys know that I can barely see anything when there's excess lace on I'm installing a wig, so I like to cut that off. Next, I'm going to cut the wig into 3 sections. I do like to work with the side sections first. that really places the middle versus putting the middle and then the sides. When I do that, I always create kind of like a lump or like grooves right at the front of my lace. So I'm gonna use some rubbing alcohol, and I'm just gonna wipe off any excess makeup, any oil, anything that's on my face, just to make sure that my spray actually sticks, because we are using spray today. It is currently 12:45 in the morning, like right on the dot, and here I am doing my voiceover, of course. So I am cutting my 3 sections. I'm using these scissors just because it is a lot easier for me to control where I cut, and to do that zigzag with the big scissors, I have to move my hand a lot more, and I'm not really with that. So right here, I'm just cutting down along the lace. The lace matched my skin tone very well. I did leave a little bit too much on this side, so I'm just cutting off any excess. And then next, I am going to use my red even spray, and I'm going to spray that all along my hairline. And I know you guys are looking like, look at those edges. Listen, Eben is the only product that I will put directly on my edges that does not take them out, which is probably why I still have edges. So I highly recommend that spray, especially if you have sensitive skin. I don't like products that stick onto your skin too harshly. Those are usually the products that are gonna take your hair out. If a product is not coming off when you wash it, or when you try your best to get it off, I'm not saying like, regular wear and tear like sweat or none of that, because this spray will stay through all of that. But if you're actively trying to get it off and it's not coming off and your hair is coming out with it, that is the problem. So make sure you find products that work properly for your skin. Using the end of my rat tail comb, and I'm just pressing that into the spray. I wait until it gets a little bit tacky, which is why I use my blow dryer. And then next, I'm doing the exact same thing to the other section. Right after I cut it, I just spray 1 layer of even glue. That is literally all I need. You can put multiple layers if you want it to give a glue type of hold. I suggest 3 to 4 layers. That will give you a solid hold for about 2.5 weeks. I kid you not. So I'm only using 1 layer because I do have another UNice Amazon wig to do right after this. It's like I do one every week. It's crazy. But I am committed to finding you guys affordable Amazon finds, and UNice is always coming with it. So here I am pressing my lace into my skin with the edge of my comb. It is melting perfectly. Now I know you guys see that tiny little white cast. Don't worry, we are going to fix that later. But for now, we're just focused on getting the install down. Let's see how doing the sides at first really works a lot better. The middle looks like it's already laid down and I haven't even put the glue yet. So all you have to do at this point is just peel it back and then put it where you would want it. I'm spraying the glue right underneath it and waiting till it gets tacky, doing the exact same thing. Now after we're done with all sections, I'm dipping into my eyeshadow palette and I'm finding the color that matches my skin tone. And I'm just going to use a powder brush and just buff that all over the lace. You can see that as I'm buffing it in there, the white line is disappearing, but that is not the only step. We are going to need a little bit more even spray just to get any spots that we missed. For now, I'm taking my wax stick because I am going to hot comb the hair out of my way before I do this, just to make sure that none of the hairs are actually sticking to the lace, because I hate when that happens. It literally makes my install look so much less clean. So I like to hot comb the hair back before I do any of that and before I put my melt band on. And next, we are just going to take some even spray, and I'm spraying a little bit along my finger when I do it, and I'm just going to be pressing it in. Now to do this, you have to put your hair up. I don't know how y'all do it without putting your hair up. It is going to drive me insane if I do it without putting my hair up. So I'm taking the spray and I'm just spraying a little bit onto my fingertips, and I'm using my fingertips to press that into the lace, and that's what's going to get me that melt. After this, I tied my melt band onto my head and I left that on for about 10 minutes. That's the usual time that I leave it on for. Now, I know you guys noticed lately I've been loving the no baby hair look. I feel like it just looks better, especially because I started embracing my forehead a lot more lately. The no baby hair look is always going to eat for me. I was going to do baby hairs at first with this wig, but then I was like, nah, keep it without the baby hair. So right here, I am just spraying some water to rehydrate the wig. There was no tangling with this wig at all. You see me running my fingers through it, and the brush went through it like butter. Now this is with no product. This is just water, just to try and get some of that hydration right back into the wig. I am going to be using my B&B, not B&B, it's Whole Lotta Body. My Whole Lotta Body coconut mousse. I'm going to be using some of that. But while I'm doing this, I'm hot combing the top just to make sure that part doesn't wave up. because I do want it to still look, you know, very neat at the top. So I'm hot combing it right to where I want it to, and then I am just gonna scrunch up the curls after I'm done brushing it through. After I put the mousse on, I did go ahead and take some Cantu and I rubbed that into the hair as well, just to really define those curls and make sure that once it dries, it does stay fluffy for the rest of the day. And I also took some of my Fantasia spritz, you know, the one that smells like bubblegum, and I put that over the lace as well to make sure the white cast does not come out at all. Okay, so I'm pretty sure you guys already know I am in love with UNice Amazon hair. This is their reddish brown copper unit. It is a water wave wig. As you can see, the texture is a little bit looser. When I first took it out the package, I noticed the curls were a lot looser. They curl up very, very nicely. I will say that they absorb the product really good. So this wig is 24 inches. It is very true to length. It is 150% density, so it kind of gives that light airy feel to it. It isn't too thick for those people who do want a long curly wig this summer but don't want it to be like overbearing, if that makes sense, because the heat is gonna come in soon. The color on this wig complements my skin tone so well. I did do my brows to kind of match the wig. The wig is transparent lace, and then I'm just gonna give you guys a close-up of the hair and the color of it. The color is absolutely beautiful. When I was washing it, the color didn't wash out, so I was super surprised about that. This wig is perfect for someone who wants to try color, or if you're a little bit shy with color, I suggest wigs like this. I feel like every girl should try ginger at some point in their life if you are warm toned. And I'm just showing you guys the all around. I did do no baby hairs. Y'all know that's not the usual for me with curly wigs. With curly wigs, I usually do baby hairs. The hairline on this is so natural. I didn't have to do any baby hairs. I was super surprised, but I love it either way. Curl definition is amazing. I used some Cantu and then my spray bottle and just some of my coconut mousse from Whole Lotta Body. Love this mousse. The hair was great. I only installed it with spray, and I'm just showing you guys how flowy it is. I'm running my fingers through. There's no shedding, which is very good. It's also very soft, so it's not too hard to comb out. I think the density is also great with that. And then I did give you guys a view from the back and the side just to show how flowy the hair is and how long it is. For reference, I am 5'2". This wig is currently on sale, so make sure you go and check out UNice Amazon in total. I will be doing a lot more UNice Amazon finds. So far, this is probably my favorite colored curly wig. It just looks very natural. The hairline, I didn't have to do too much plucking. You guys saw I literally just took out a few pieces. That was it. Hair curls wonderfully. Ends are fine. The hair is soft and it is still full. Being 150, I know a lot of people are iffy about 150. This is a perfect 150 wig. Like I said, if you want a curly wig this summer and you don't want it to be all over you, you should get this. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Bye.